For about a week, हर जगह यही है, नयट्टू देखो तो देखी. Fam, there are some things I'd like to talk about. Currently trending on Netflix, Nayattu is the latest Malayalam offering from producer-director Martin Prakkat. He tells the story of three cops who, after being falsely accused of murder, are on the run from the very system that they're a part of. But the story isn't as simple as that. Kyunki writer Shahi Kabir makes it a point to include very prominently in his script electoral and caste politics of Kerala, which is where things begin to get convoluted. When presenting a thriller such as this, where unconventional, non-hero-like protagonists are debating between their own morality as people, their place in society, and their duties to the system they've bent over backwards for their whole lives, there's got to be a bunch of internal drama, as a person's worldview is forced to change dramatically within a short period of time, brought on by sudden, unprecedented circumstances outside their control, like our lives in the pandemic right now. If a story were to be told of a pro-establishment member of a family who had to change her views kyunki coronavirus tore through her immediate circle of people as she watched helpless, forever changing the way she looks at the world, as unfortunate and heartbreaking this scenario might be, like a war movie, it would lend itself spectacularly to a tumultuous coming-of-age internal genre story. In Nayattu, you see this happen in three different ways. A senior police officer, ASI Manian, played by Joju George, has spent many years carrying out illegal demands coming in from supervisors, goes from being an active member of the corrupt system to absolute dejection, accepting things will never change. A younger, more idealist officer, Praveen Michael, played by Kunchako Boban, has just stepped into this world and still looks at it with hopeful eyes, only to head towards disillusionment. The third, CPO Sunitha, played by the incredible Nimisha Sajayan from The Great Indian Kitchen, comes to realize the double-edged sword she must always walk on being a Dalit woman, her naivety and fear turning to stronger resolve as the film progresses. For an on-the-run movie, Nayattu, which translates to The Hunt, is exciting. Kyunki cops are chasing cops. They keep anticipating each other's moves and you never quite know who's going to come out on top. Combined with stellar acting performances, director Martin Prakkat's world building and Shaijo Khalid's practiced, skillful cinematography, the chase is intense and fun. The part which I haven't been able to wrap my head around is the political background within which the chase is set. ASI Manian is a Dalit cop, but not quite connected to the Dalit community. Kyunki one youth wing type member of a local Dalit party seems to have it in for him. And Sunitha, who's a Dalit too. When this local hooligan clashes with the Dalit cops, the conflict goes out of control. The chief minister gets involved, riots break out, and all of it seems very convenient and fake. For a film that's attempting to seem as realistic and non-melodramatic as possible, this doesn't sit right. Dalit cops aren't shown to be entrenched in their community at all, and local Dalit leaders seemingly have enough power to cause wide-scale riots and upheaval during state elections. And also that Dalit hi Dalit ke dushman hai narrative didn't sit right with me. The film clearly says the rabble-rousers are Dalit, the murdered and murderers are Dalit, the rest of us are only trying to calm an escalated situation. In one scene, you see a vote being cast by a blind woman, never knowing if she's pressed the right button or her helper has pressed something else for her. You might see this as a comment on Andha Qanoon or the blindness of the easily manipulated electorate. The political commentary of this film remains muddled and unclear, which makes you think कि इसकी ज़रूरत क्या थी अगर ठीक से नहीं करना था तो. Your thriller had enough material to go on with, didn't it? I don't claim to have in-depth understanding of how things look in Kerala right now, but I can't help but feel uncomfortable watching this film's moral compass flicker, unable to decide which direction it intends to point towards. Does it succeed? Watch Nayattu on Netflix and decide for yourself. Now for relation-made recommendation. For a better telling of what happens when people of the same community are made to rise against each other, watch the Oscar-nominated Judas and the Black Messiah, directed by Shaka King. Not to say that these two stories are the same. Judas is the adaptation of well-documented real-life events. It makes clear demarcations between the oppressed and the oppressors. Repercussions lead to repentance and regret, whereas Nayattu's ending note is all is lost. You can watch Judas and the Black Messiah on Book My Show in India and HBO Max outside, and my review you can watch here, right here. There's this link. Subscribe कर लीजिए मेरे चैनल को बाकी और सामान के लिए. Thank you.